Yahoo's declining shares has market watchers trying to determine if Marissa Mayer is driving a bus with a clear end in sight or heading off a cliff. Here with an assessment of Mayer's strategy, Nicholas Carlson. Now, to some tech watchers, this past quarter has been another disappointing one at Yahoo. Let's take a look at some of the numbers. According to Reuters, revenue after deducting fees paid to partner websites fell to $1.04 billion from $1.09 billion. Analysts on average had expected a profit of 18 cents per share on a revenue of $1.06 billion. So what do you say about this past quarter, Nicholas?
Well, it's just another quarter and another year of declining revenue growth at Yahoo, and it's something that Mayer has struggled with since she got there, and CEOs prior to her have struggled with. It's been an issue for the company for many years. Inside of Yahoo, there is a growing business. It's this mobile business. It's this, she calls it Mavens for mobile, video, social, and native. But that business is not growing so fast that the declining web business doesn't sort of bring the whole thing down. And that's what we're seeing.
It's almost as if she's damned if she does, damned if she doesn't. This mobile app trend she thought was really going to be the way ahead for the company. Do you think that it is showing any sort of progress?
When Mayer got there, her idea was that Yahoo should sort of go back to the future. If you sort of think about what Yahoo was way, way, way back in the late 90s and 2000s, it was a user-friendly interface for the desktop internet, which was then a very confusing and scary place to use. So when Mayer got there, she said, well, let's do the same thing in mobile. That's the new platform. And she said, so let's go out and create the daily habits, apps that allow people to use their mobile phones on a daily basis, things they want to do. My feeling that was already solved for by both Apple, Google, and also, the millions of developers who build iTunes apps and apps for the Google Play Store. And Yahoo is just very late to the game, and I think that users recognize that. In addition, I think there's a real big company problem in terms of making new apps. If you look at even Facebook and Google have a hard time making new apps. It's just something that startups tend to do.
There's been a quick succession of CEOs. If anything, she's been in there longer than her predecessors, right? So if you talk about strategy and focusing in the days and months to come, how would you recommend she really create sort of countering the responsive app generation and moves on to something that is versatile enough for the marketplace today?
The one great idea I've ever heard for Yahoo in recent years was you sort of take all these things where it's competing with Google or competing with Facebook and you just outsource them and get rid of them, or allow Yahoo to sort of collect revenues from Google or some ad tech firm in New York for like the behind the scenes gritty details of advertising technology. And instead you focus on Yahoo's front page and you get into basically the YouTube video making business. There's a lot of companies out there that make a good amount of money developing videos for YouTube, lots of shows, but that's their only distribution point. Whereas what you could do if you were Yahoo is you could sort of be in that business, but also use your front page as a distribution point. And that kind of gives you leverage over YouTube to get better rates than a lot of other companies are. I think the point is that Yahoo is in just really bad shape. Mayer's plan is going to be to really focus on search and see if Yahoo can create next generation search and make billions of dollars off of that.
And what sort of revenue stream do you think she could potentially create as a result of this plan? Or is there no viability there, in your opinion?
It's extremely unclear. Right now, desktop search is a huge business, but Google owns it. And Mayer's plan is sort of to say, no one's really using created a search product that's great for mobile. Her idea would be to create one of these Google Now competitors, something that scans your inbox and knows where you're going. You're on your phone and you type in JFK. And instead of giving you information about the president, it knows that you are on your way to the airport. And so it tells you what your flight was like and how long traffic is to the airport and things like that. Theoretically, there's a way to monetize that. No one's really demonstrated it yet. I think that's one of the big challenges for Yahoo for sure.
Finally, do you think all of these innovation hurdles we talked about are going to be overcome, or frankly, has she run out of time?
I think she's in a pinch. One thing that Mayer's been really good at when she's been at Yahoo has sort of realizing that she's backed into a corner and giving investors things they want. First, she planned to take all these proceeds from Alibaba's IPO, and she was originally going to invest it in Yahoo's core business. But then she quickly realized that shareholders were not going to be happy with that. So she's agreed to spin out Yahoo's investment in Alibaba in a very clever way of splitting the company in two. Next, she's got a few things to give back to them. She could give them Yahoo's holdings in Yahoo Japan back. And I think what she's going to try to do is buy herself time by piecing this out. What might happen is that as Yahoo becomes a small independent company, investors say, look, this isn't growing, and someone comes in and offers a large acquisition price to just sort of take it out, and they fire Mayer. That's possible.